Hi, I'm Ericka Andersen, and I wrote my book, Freely Sober, Rethinking Alcohol Through the Lens of Faith, to challenge the cultural lie that drinking is a normal or even necessary part of life. For years, I believed the lies that alcohol was a reward. It was a way to get through the day. It was a way to manage stress, a way to celebrate, a way to connect with other people. It was so baked into everything I did, I thought it was a way to belong and live and get through my life. But truly, at the end of the day, it made me anxious, short-tempered, restless, and totally unsatisfied. It also made me feel like I wasn't dealing with the real issues that I needed to deal with in my life. I felt like it cut me off from my relationship with God. It took me out of being present as a wife and a mom and as a Christian. 5 years ago, I finally found freedom from the alcohol that had been running my life in the background for the past 20 years. I never thought I would be able to quit drinking. I started drinking when I was 17 years old, and it always felt like it was just ingrained in my life, into everything I did, every event, every vacation, every concert, every celebration, every holiday. It felt like, what would life be like to do all of these things without this essential ingredient that I had made so important? But finally, I realized I can't do this anymore. I found myself putting my baby to bed drunk one night, and I woke up in the middle of the night with a pounding headache and anxiety through the roof, and I was like, I can't live like this anymore, but I have no idea how I'm actually going to stop drinking. I began to pursue sober curiosity. I started educating myself about what might it look like not to drink. Secretly, I wasn't telling anyone I was doing this. I was, reading books, Googling stuff on the internet without telling anyone, because I really didn't think I could do it. I just thought, well, I don't want anyone to know about this, because if they did, then I'd have to quit and they would think I had a problem. So this was all sort of top secret stuff that I was doing. And ultimately, I was able to quit drinking and find freedom. And it wasn't through willpower. It wasn't through the 12 steps even. It was ultimately through holding on to my relationship and the promises in Christ, and believing that he was going to pull me through no matter what happened. Believing that I could not fail, even if I failed. Because we know as Christians that God has already won the battle for us. And so when I stopped putting the pressure on myself to be perfect, when I stopped telling myself, you've got to get sober in order to be saved, or you're living in unredemptive sin, or unrepentant sin. Once I took that pressure off myself and I realized I don't have to do this. I can choose to do this and accept a better life that God is offering me here in the freedom from alcohol. Once I did that, I was empowered to actually make choices that were better for me, my body, my family, and my life. This book, Freely Sober, is for women like me, women who are tired of waking up with regret, for moms who don't want their kids to inherit a legacy of drinking, like me. That was a big thing for me. It's for the believer who wonders why the peace of Christ feels so far from them. Freely Sober is my personal story paired with biblical truth, practical guidance, historical wisdom. It's a journalistic take, it's an autobiographical take, and it shows you that sobriety is not about deprivation, it's not about legalism, it's not about rules. It's about abundance, it's about freedom, it's about choosing something better, and finding the strength that you didn't even know you had simply by learning about the tools that are available to you, and learning about the freedom that is available to you when you take the hand of Christ and walk forward with him. It's about creating space to provide joy and clarity and peace and energy into so many places in your life where it was missing because you kept running to alcohol to fill it up. If you've ever wondered about your relationship with alcohol, or you've thought maybe this has too much control over me, or why am I thinking about this too much, or man, I wish I could quit drinking, or you feel like you're hiding a secret that you can't tell anyone, Freely Sober is for you. I wrote it for you. It's the book I needed 5-6 years ago. I had read so many sobriety memoirs, and I had, gotten into all the quit lit that's out there, but there was nothing for a believing woman. There was nothing for a Christian to hold on to. And as much as those secular books really do offer a lot of great tips, when you are a Christian and you are trying to walk through recovery or getting through this without Jesus, something is just missing. And so I knew when I got sober, I've got to write this book. I've got to write this book for the people that are walking through this aimlessly and feeling like they need a real guide that is based on biblical truth. Getting sober is not about shame. It's about freedom. It's about healing and stepping into the life that God has waiting for you. It doesn't mean that if you don't quit drinking that your life is going to be horrible, but it does mean that there is something better on the other side, that God has something for you if you're willing to trust him in this. Being sober, it's not just possible. It's powerful. It's empowering. It brings forward all the potential that's sort of like locked inside you behind this trap that you've built around alcohol in your life. It doesn't mean life is going to be perfect, but it does mean that it gives you the space and the freedom to work on so many of those other parts of your life that you sort of have left aside, that you run to alcohol to take care of. That's what getting sober is going to do for you. And as impossible as it once seemed to me, I know that may be how you feel right now, but I would encourage you to pick up a copy of Freely Sober, dive into some of the things that I am teaching you in there. And my promise to you is this: you will walk away and you will never think about alcohol the same way again. I'm not asking you to get sober. I'm not asking you to never drink again. I'm just asking you to consider, what is this relationship with alcohol? Let's analyze why you drink. What is it covering up? How is it controlling you? And is there a better way? Is it possible? Are there things you don't know about giving up alcohol that could be empowering to you in this moment? And so I would just ask, pick up a book, Freely Sober, Rethinking Alcohol Through the Lens of Faith. It's available now on Amazon. It would be my honor to walk with you through this.